Hi guys, Michelle here. Welcome back to the Traveling Epicurean. Today, upon request, I am sharing with you my chocolate chip cookie recipe. I can't wait to show you how I make these. Come on over here and I'll show you what we're going to need to get these going. So this is what we're going to need to make my chocolate chip cookies. I have 1.25 cups of light brown sugar. I have 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. I have 2 sticks of salted butter. I have a bag of Ghirardelli semi-sweet chocolate chips. 2¼ cups of flour. I'm going to use a tablespoon of vanilla. 2 eggs, room temperature. I have a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to start creaming the sugar and the butter, and we're going to get these cookies going. I like using the salted butter because it adds another hint of flavor without going overboard. And I have my paddle attachment on, and we're just going to start creaming the butter and the sugar to incorporate a little bit of air in there and make it nice and fluffy. This is also room temperature. It's important to have everything room temperature. My kids are going to be so excited when they walk in that door and they smell these chocolate chip cookies baking. Realtors, I think, do this all the time. They bake the cookies so the house smells incredible and warm and cozy with chocolate chip cookies in the oven. That's a really good idea, don't you think? I'm also going to put in the vanilla. And I use a tablespoon of vanilla. I've been making these cookies for many, many years. I always try different things, you know me, with my recipes, but I always end up going back to this recipe. It's really dependable and I really love it. Alright, so I got the butter in there and I'm gonna start to cream this. So the creamed butter and sugar is really fluffy, and it incorporates air in there, and you get the sugar to kind of melt into that butter. I'm going to start adding 1 egg at a time and let that absorb. And once the first egg is absorbed in there, I'm going to add in the second egg. Alright, so I'm going to scrape down also the sides of my bowl here, because sometimes the sugar gets stuck on the sides. We just want to make sure that it's all mixed evenly. It smells so good. I love the smell of vanilla and that light brown sugar. So my trick here with my cookies is I add more sugar. I use 2 cups of sugar, and then I also add more light brown sugar than the white granulated sugar. I've made the cookies with dark brown sugar, and I don't like the way they come out. This is perfect for how I like them, and I know that when I make these every single time, there isn't any left over for the next day, so I want you to try these. I think you're really going to whisk in the baking soda and the salt flour here. You just give it a little bit of a whisk, and then I'm going to slowly add it into our mixture here, and I'm not going to really run it for very long because you don't want any glutens to be building. We want to keep the cookies delicate and delicious. So, alright, so here we go. That's it. I don't want to overmix this because I don't want the dough to get tough. Cut this off, put all these chocolate chips in there, just like that. Alright, I'm just going to mix these in. Of course, my son's going to come in because he's going to want a spoonful of this. I know you have to be careful of eating raw cookie dough, but I buy really fresh eggs, and we love our cookie dough. So I'm just going to use, I have a large cookie scoop, and I want a good 2 inches in between them because they're going to spread out. So I can fit 4 across like that. Okay, these look really pretty. I got 12 on the tray. I'm putting them in the oven right now before Riley and Bella get home from school so they have some fresh baked cookies. Okay, look at these cookies. Oh my goodness. See how they're definitely pale in the center? I like them that way. I'm going to leave them on the tray for a couple of minutes so the bottoms don't fall apart when I try and put them onto my cooling rack there. And they're going to still keep cooking. So being so blonde in the middle there, it's okay. But they are absolutely delicious and they're nice and chewy. So I made 2 dozen cookies. My favorite thing to do with the leftover cookie dough is to make a log in some saran wrap and put it in the freezer. This way you have some quick cookies out of the freezer. I don't even thaw it. I slice the log, put them on a cookie tray, and then pop them in the oven. It's perfect for those rainy days. Put it in a line just like that. I'm gonna fold over the saran wrap, and then I'm just gonna roll it. Tuck in the sides. Fold in each end, and you have this beautiful little log of cookie dough. I'm gonna pop this in the freezer, and then I have really quick homemade chocolate chip cookies. All right, so these are how I like my cookies to look. See the underside? If you leave them on the cookie tray for like 3 to 5 minutes, they're absolutely beautiful. Well, you got the goods on my cookies. I can't wait for you to go make these. Remember, you can find the recipe at thetravelingepicurean.com. Have a great weekend. Ciao!